Hello, my name is Shauna. If you don't know me, I am a digital storyteller, which means I am a graphic designer, I'm a branding, I'm a professional photographer. I studied overseas in Europe, but that was many years ago. That was probably 2007. Believe it or not, I'm an older woman than most people would guess, and I like to share the secret to that, which goes into my next thing. I'm a spiritualist, have an apothecary, caters to mood and beauty more than the normal apothecary you probably have heard of. I love to share what I've discovered throughout my years of crazy turmoil and trauma, and my life is definitely a unique one, and I like to document that and share my stories with you on my blog. So really, ShaunaK.com is a one-stop shop if you are a spiritual person or curious about it, or you're a business or a person that needs a brand, you're looking to create an entity or an identity of you and who you want to be. I really help you find what you're looking for, whether that be the business, and we take it to the design part of that, or your passion. And I use astrology to dive deep into that, which for me, astrology and Christianity are connected. And I use my analogy of reminding people the three kings who use the stars to find baby Jesus. And that's a part of scripture that a lot of Christians try not to put together and verbalize. They try to put Christ or Christianity in a box and say anything outside of this book is blasphemy or the devil's work or whatever you want, or not of God. And so I like to question that. I like to share what I've discovered from getting outside of that box throughout my life. And I back it up with hard experience and things that I've literally experienced myself or discovered or seen at play. It's always a personal approach to it. I help people discover who they are, and they don't have to be a Christian. They don't have to eventually be a Christian. It's not about that. It's about sharing goodness and love and acceptance, as well as standing firm with what you believe in. But we can use the cosmos to discover so much about ourselves. And that's how I help a lot of these companies and these people discover their identity, whether they be a business, a model, entrepreneur, a mother who has a baby that is colicky and she's up all night and she just wants to know what to do. And she might joke about how babies don't come with a rule book or a guidebook, but actually they do. And that is one service I offer, and it's been loved by many parents out there, specifically mothers, that seem to be more open to diving deep into astrology and what it says, because really we all have a guidebook about us based on where the stars were when we were born. And I take people back in time to that day, and I show them the details and the beautiful intertwined amazing parts of their soul and who they are and who they're going to be, what might happen. And I'll help them nail down some key takeaways that will help them, whether that be with their child, help them understand their child more once they realize, okay, my child tends to be more needy of affection lately, or my child's approach is very independent. And yes, these are things you might be able to find out on your own, but oftentimes that's just where it ends. And then you can research, okay, ways to handle that. But there's so much more to that. It is literally a guidebook that I help parents discover and uncover. I call myself a life coach, a spiritual coach. I'm only certified with certificate. I'm not licensed. I went to college for business marketing, and that was my bachelor's. So psychology is not what it really is. It's a spiritual approach to it. So you really have to be open-minded, and I only will work with people who are. So there's a questionnaire that I give people, and I turn away a lot of people simply because I can tell when they're not open to anything outside of their stubbornness that are oftentimes a protective wall. And unless I can tell and sense that wall can easily crumble with new information that benefits their life, I don't waste my time, because really, unless you're open to a new way of looking at something and considering something and realizing that there's so much more to you and who you were meant to be, or perhaps revisiting some things that you might have to change, it will be a dead end. So unfortunately, I do have a process, and I really enjoy so many of the people that have come. And what we do is, because we're so busy, especially the mothers, I will record a video. Once I gather all the information, like they will submit information about their child, the birth date, the location of the birth, and I will do my research, and I will record a custom personal video for them, explaining to them what I've discovered. And I'll give them a plan, a guide for the present and future, whereas also explaining the past and the current in more detail that perhaps they might not have heard before. And then they are welcome to watch that whenever they grab a free moment, which I've been there. And then they record a response with any kind of questions they might have. And then I will type out an email answering those, or a video, depending on the time and my schedule. And that is how we interact for that paid service of discovering who your child is. And that is very similar to the other coaching services I offer. But it's really catered to your busy life. And that's one thing about any kind of therapy or any kind of appointment that I might have to go to. Times have changed, and we are so busy, and because of that, we really have to prioritize our life. And oftentimes we put our personal self and health on the back burner, especially as parents. And we will put ourselves last while giving ourselves to our family and children without taking care of our soul, taking care of our needs. Because unless you truly love and understand and are nurturing yourself, you will eventually burn out, and it will be a hard burnout that usually results in divorce or some monumental life changes. So I help to uncover that, and I make it so it's so easy to schedule, and everything is virtual, and it's all on your time, which is huge, not only for them, but for me as well. So I encourage you to dive deeper. Go visit shawnakay.com. You'll find a plethora of information that is all backed by an outlook that is rarely seen these days.